We will kick off this program with a sharing session by our Terabyte partner Red Hat on going cashless, going hybrid, the open source way. Our speaker, Danielle Lee, is a business and technology leader with 20 plus years of success strategizing and leading large organizations, startups in various transformation and business initiatives. Her experience spans across global FSIs such as Standard Chartered Bank, Bank of America, Bank Julius Baer, and UOB, one of Asia's largest banks. Danielle will be coming up soon, so stay tuned and we will be back shortly.
Because we've been this way from the start. Because the solution for one can be harnessed by others. Because clouds that compete can still connect. Because innovation needs collaboration. Because a revolutionary approach to software can transcend enterprise IT. Red Hat. Our code is open.
Good day, everyone. I'm Danielle from Red Hat's APAC Transformation Office. I call myself the Agile Drifter because I like the agility of fast and furious cars with good performance and stability. Similarly at work, I believe in the ability to innovate with agility, scale, and also stability. My experience has largely been in banking, having done various transformation programs in some of the largest banks in the region. One of the most exciting digital transformations I've experienced was when we built a mobile-only bank. The transformation journey was exciting as we transformed an incumbent bank with legacy systems and processes to become an award-winning challenger digital bank. It is a mobile-only bank that achieved the third highest Net Promoter Score, which is the third highest NPS score, within a year of launch. With this, today, I'm sharing some of the learnings as part of the various digital transformations that I've experienced, going cashless and going hybrid in the times today. What we'll discuss today? Today, we will start with the current FSI industry trends, the expectations and reality of building the digital bank, and some experience sharing on what some of the key differentiating capabilities are to build a digital bank, the software factory, if you've heard of it, and a call to action to consider, and some of the customer successes in digital transformations that we've seen. We'll wrap up the session with some next steps that you could take. Let's take a look at what's happening in our world today. Our world has changed overnight, hasn't it, with the COVID-19 pandemic, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately as well to some extent. Who would have thought that washing hands for 20 seconds, wearing a mask, is now a behavioral trend in our communities. QR payments, digital banking, and digital banks have become a norm. Even my parents, who are in their 70s, they are now familiar with mobile banking. My dad basically came to me one day, can you teach me how to do this? How to download the app and how to use it. And they basically stopped going to bank branches. With going digital, concerns on hygiene of carrying cold hard cash in this pandemic times are in many ways being addressed with digital solutions such as QR payments and all this e-commerce and all that, and the ease of having things delivered to your doorstep. That has pretty much changed the world today. We have also seen many people in various industries embracing remote work, and that seems to be also working for them. Most industries, including the FSI industry, is experiencing strong forcing functions that are impacting both the goals and the execution of IT organizations. Let's take a look at what's happening in the banking industry. Everything from open banking to mobile technology being everywhere is changing how the way banks think about their interactions with customers, and many are making changes to adapt. Integrated and seamless customer experience has become an expectation to provide a frictionless experience for end users of different demographics. Imagine, it has to be easy enough for something like, for my older folks in their 70s, like my parents, to use, catering for millennials who have a totally different need, and that's what we're talking about. FSIs have to cater for expectations such as customers wanting flexible payment options, such as installment plans at the point of sale or through an e-commerce channel when they are purchasing something. They are not going back to the time when a customer waits for 5 to 10 days for a credit card to show up in their mailboxes before they can purchase something under credit. And the bigger challenges, if you take a look, last but not least, for the FSI industry, are big tech players such as the likes as Alibaba, your Alipay, your Ant Financials, neobanks such as Kakao, Wise. They are initiating a new wave of disruption, forcing banks to operate with greater speed, skill, and non-negotiable stability. These big tech players are moving into financial services without the constraints of legacy processes and technology. Because of this, they are able to harness more efficient, customer-centric business models that deliver value quickly. This trend is happening both in emerging markets and advanced economies, and that from a line of business point of view. It starts with basic services such as real-time payments, and of course we're seeing more and more of like micropayments and loans to cater for customers who want that flexible payment options at the point of sale. Security. Security is something not to be forgotten. Enhanced security through artificial intelligence and machine learning, which is basically your AI ML, for early fraud detection. That has also become crucial across businesses, as businesses are scaling across the globe with digital. That is blurring the boundaries across the world. Big techs, if you think about it, they can already leverage this data that they already have on customers, and are also moving upwards in terms of complexity of service and value with distribution of financial products with greater speed and improved customer experience by using data and analytics a lot more effectively. With this, there's a lot of lessons that we could learn from these big tech players causing this new wave of disruption. And if you think about it, this is also a threat to incumbent banks. To keep up with the industry, FSIs basically need to go from experimentation to now rapidly deliver new digital capabilities and services faster, and not compromising scale and stability. As we shift to rapid scaling up of digital capabilities, the expectation of building a digital bank and opening banking up with open banking, offering to partners and customers via an API strategy, has basically focused the technology debate on more solely of API management. This is definitely an important topic, but on its own, API management capabilities do not turn a technology platform into an open banking digital bank platform. Many are also embarking on progressive core banking modernization. This is using things like agile integration and all those things to basically form a strangler pattern to form modern services in a distributed manner to modernize the core banking, because we obviously can't change a core banking system overnight. Until that happens, there are various strategies to go about that. The reality, I think, looks something like this in terms of building a digital bank. Number one, take a look at the bottom layer, having an enterprise container orchestration platform. Enterprise container orchestration platform. All right, I just repeat that. That will provide portability, elasticity, and security across different infrastructure platforms. And that is basically the ability to run across our bare metal servers, our virtual machines, which are our VMs, private cloud, or any public cloud like Google Cloud or AWS, or your cloud of choice. Number two, layer on top above that, that's basically an automated operations layer, thinking along the lines of everything as code, where we kind of code and script everything, and that helps with efficiency, standardization, and compliance. And of course, automation will help significantly in the efficiency of things that people are doing manually to something more in an automated fashion. Number 3 and 4, right? Adopting cloud-native application development and agile integration. And this is across your API management layer, which is actually interacting with your external parties and your partners, whether it's your e-commerce partners, various partners, to be able to bring data from outside to inside, and hybrid integration and service mesh that helps with our speed to market with the needed resiliency. As I reflect on my journey and lessons when building a digital bank, as well as what some of the big techs are doing, there are some key differentiating technology capabilities that I think are for digital leaders to consider and seriously consider. The first one being platform scalability. I remember the sudden spikes in digital volume that we experienced as customer interactions shifted from bank branch meetings to video meetings. People are shifting to mobile applications and online banking services because people are not going to branches, right? And taking a look at the architecture and application landscape, the cloud-native systems could manage the load automatically, but we were facing some challenges in handling the volume in the legacy integration layer and some of the legacy applications. They were obviously not cloud-native. The legacy application teams, were basically scrambling as we could not scale easily to the cloud, and the bare metal infrastructure scaling was already maximized. These scalability issues, they impact customer experience and customers, as you can imagine. While many FSIs are looking at the FSI cloud-first strategy, considerations for a scalable cloud-native container platform, such as OpenShift, running on top of a hybrid cloud infrastructure, this really provides us with a single pane. And this single pane helps us to manage workloads in an agnostic manner across servers, VMs, private cloud, and the different public clouds, right? And the ability to scale accordingly in these different environments, I think that is something that is important to consider, because the ability to scale also not brings about cost efficiencies, but not impacting the customer experience, which is ultimately what matters. And we can do this, the hybrid cloud infrastructure helps us to give us the ability to write code once and run on any cloud environment without any lock-in to any environment. And that is the beauty of it. Number two, cloud-native application development. And you hear me talking a lot about it in the coming slides as well. This enables the development community to have access to a standardized, integrated, end-to-end application development stack that supports efficient, portable, cloud-native development. We'll talk a bit about this, and I'll share a little bit about what cloud-native application development in a little bit deeper in the next few slides. The third important pillar that we see is advanced data analytics engine. Data analytics includes AI/ML capabilities, enables improved and personalized customer experience. And this, if you think about it, taking outside-in data and then forming insights to generate inside-out data, this helps with things like targeted advertisements, the next best offers, and catering for the right demographics and what really customer needs in a more specific and targeted advertisement way, right? There are also efficient gains that we are seeing through processing services automation. So some of these manual operation activities, such as loan processing and fraud detection, is being enhanced by AI/ML. And they are doing it a lot better than humans trying to do this in a human and manual operation way. Last but not least, across these three capabilities, we have agile integration. This is an open architecture platform enabling hybrid integration. And hybrid integration is integration of data across your old systems, your new systems, all the different systems, your partner ecosystem. And this is to build more personalization to customer by leveraging multiple data sources, whether it's structured or unstructured, across the organization and also outside from the partner ecosystem. By now, you would have already probably heard cloud-native development being called upon quite a number of times. If you were to speak to 10 different people, you'll probably get 10 different answers and ideas of what cloud-native development means. Some have said that cloud-native development is development on cloud. In our view, it's a couple of things. It's starting with development built on a microservices API kind of architecture where services are loosely coupled. Modular apps that are easier to build, deploy, update, and change. This also supports distributed application, which kind of speeds up development in a large scale, and the ability to scale is really there with this. Containers and orchestration platform, where we write once and run anywhere. We don't want to be writing something so specific to a particular cloud, and you find that you're not able to port this into a different environment when the time comes for various reasons. And I've seen this as well, experienced this, and that could be different reasons, like commercials and all those kind of things. So we want that ability to be able to write once and run in any environment. That shouldn't be a showstopper and cause to actually repeat what you have already done and spent on and invested on by doing a rebuild, right? So, and we built, basically what happens is that we built this high density modular applications with containers. And with this, applications are actually fault tolerant by design. And we can also observe advanced application deployment methods, such as your blue-green deployment and canary deployments, to support zero downtime deployments. In terms of process, organizations that were most successful in agility, and I've experienced this, and various studies in Gartner and all those things, have also said they have been successful in agility by adopting a DevSecOps process. This is basically a lean, collaborative, and fully automated software delivery lifecycle. To summarize, our point of view is that cloud-native development are applications adopting the principles of DevSecOps, continuous integration, continuous deployment, which is your CI/CD practices, to create microservices packages as containers orchestrated by platforms running on top of a hybrid cloud infrastructure, and a hybrid cloud infrastructure spans across your multi-clouds, your VMs, and bare metal. In the previous slide, we mentioned DevSecOps CI/CD practices, which is your continuous integration, continuous deployment practices. As we build all these key technology capabilities, we also need to look at how we get this from ideation to production for the customers. The Trusted Software Factory looks at building hybrid functional teams. They are cross-functional teams across the entire software delivery lifecycle. And this includes people from the business, from your development teams, from your architecture teams, from your operations teams, and across security as well, shifting security left, and have people enabled, and have this people and team enabled with the right tools and automation with new ways of working alongside a trusting culture and some form of governance. Technology is not enough. It is also culture we must affect. Knowing the behaviors required for any successful transformation is one thing, but making them happen is another. And I can tell you it's definitely challenging. Imagine a development leader who issues a standing end-of-day order for team members to check in code, the other team to code, another team to test, another team to send a test report, another team to provide your acceptance, and deploy code to a shared environment. Only if the test succeeds and gives you the right results. But think about it. What if the team member checks in and deploys the code, but they forgot all the steps in between, inclusive for your QA, security, and all those things? Most organizations, they lack the safety measures to enable, accelerate, and enforce the right behaviors. So we think about it, the whole concept of the software factory is about business requirements in and business results out. This kicks off our modern app development method in requirements gathering and design, specifically things like behavioral-driven development, more often known as BDD, test-driven development, better known as TDD, your likes of event storming, priority sliders, just to name a few, right? And I'm sure as part of this agile practices, you will have observed a few of this, and in the open source community, we have open practices as well. Do check it out. Developers develop basically against this, pulling from a trusted code repository as a baseline. And on check-in, code will always go through these stages in the continuous integration, continuous deployment pipeline. Automating your quality, your security scannings and the vulnerabilities, and providing an automated quality assurance acceptance. This provides a body of evidence to humans in the loop, authorizing the software to go out and back to the requirements backlog, ensuring constant traceability. Moving to production, the code is now an application, a piece of software that is trusted and stored back in the trusted code repository for reuse. We have an immutable image infrastructure, basically, where this is moving throughout, and all the standard processes across the CI/CD pipeline is every time when you check in the code, and all these processes are being done. In production, we are performing continuous monitoring and security again, with traceability to the requirements, inclusive of feedback from the users. So this is pretty much like a conveyance belt, right? That functions in a smooth manner, and this tightly bound workflow forms what we call the trusted software factory. It accelerates the recommended behaviors to lead digital transformation efforts, and it can automatically enforce policy requirements for testing vulnerabilities, architecture and governance. Development and deployment becomes repeatable and reliable, and the foundation of this is basically the Red Hat OpenShift factory. To sum it up, hybrid is how the world innovates. Almost every organization is faced with new challenges and opportunities as the world economy becomes increasingly digitized. It becomes a choice of transforming the existing business models to rise to the occasion, or allowing competitors. We have to rise to the occasion, or this basically allows competitors to step into our market segments in the FSI industry. Digital transformation is no longer optional. To sum it up for today, the reality is that solutions that support hybrid is how the world innovates. Just to reflect a little bit, do you have a crazy mix of new and old when it comes to applications that you need to run your organization? Do you have huge existing app portfolios that are built with traditional architectures such as your monolithic, your N-tier, traditional monolithic ESBs even, and traditional languages such as your Java, your .NET, and C++, and even some mainframe applications, right? In addition, every one of enterprises is building new applications or modernizing some form through your microservices and APIs with newer languages and frameworks such as Quarkus, Spring, and Node.js. Organizations have hybrid applications. Every interaction between a company and its customers emerges through a mix of technologies, touch points, as well as existing and new applications. With this, every app must deliver more anywhere. This includes everything from foundational services and your system of records, such as your core banking, to greenfield applications and greenfield innovations, such as your mobile applications, powered by emerging technologies such as artificial intelligence and machine learning, your chatbots, things like edge computing and 5G and beyond. And not forgetting all that, and we spoke about this as well, we need agile integration to support hybrid integration across application services, both internally and externally. The call to action I would see, do take a look at a microservices architecture, cloud-native development, and agile integration to address a solution to be a solution for hybrid applications. Looking at environments, and where are you trying to run all these applications that run your business? Is it the cloud? Is it on-premise, or bare metals, or is it your VMs? The reality is probably to move faster with stability and scale, we probably need all this crazy hybrid mix of applications, processes, and infrastructure. And this is what we call hybrid environments. Applications basically run on top of an increasingly hybrid infrastructure. Apps are located in the data center. They could be in your public clouds, in multiple public clouds, in the private cloud, and at the edge. Innovation requires modernizing an organization's existing technology while we're creating a path to cloud-native app development. And with this, do take a look at what we call hybrid cloud infrastructure. Teams. I always say this, right? Don't digitize your bank. Digitalize your people and enable them with the right technical practices and tools, and they will digitalize the bank for you. How can you help basically your business development, architecture, and operations teams work together to efficiently deliver software with speed, stability, and scale with consistency across hybrid environments, across your clouds and everything, right? How can you provide flexibility and consistency to allow teams to efficiently build where software are best suited? Do you support distributed development operations teams who needs to deliver roadmaps with agility, adopting agile processes with CI/CD, and help cut down manual processes and accelerate app delivery? The truth is, we probably need to take a look at something called the DevSecOps processes, which I spoke about, along with what we call a software factory. And this vertical integration of DevSecOps across your development, testing, and delivery with proper tooling supports the process in a seamless way so that the developers can focus on building banking solutions and not busy making the technology work. Focusing your time on the right things and where it matters. So DevSecOps and software factory, something for us to take a look at in terms of hybrid teams. Many FSIs are already on their cloud-native journeys. Let's share a few of them today, and the names might be familiar to you. Alliance Bank Berhad, Malaysia Berhad has won many awards for its digitalization efforts. They have implemented a microservices-based architecture on a container-based digital banking platform with agile integration. This has helped them reduce project delivery time to 2 to 6 months with agile practices and eliminating redundant, resource-intensive processes. The business result is significant. Alliance Bank's branch in a tablet solution lets individuals open a savings account and activate their debit card, internet, and mobile banking in as little as 15 minutes. Enterprise clients can open a business account digitally in 1 day. With the right cloud-native platform and agile technology practices, the Alliance Bank CEO has quoted that Alliance Bank has strengthened their digital capabilities with improved customer engagement. Looking at another one, MBank. MBank was also named a winner in Red Hat APAC Innovation Awards of Malaysia as a bank that adopted open culture, which is, as you can all appreciate, is an important part of any digital transformation journey. They have implemented DevOps processes, resulting in improved speed to market and business agility. The bank has used Red Hat OpenShift platform to build a continuous integration, continuous delivery pipeline for its applications and DevSecOps CI/CD process. They built a new app on this cloud-native platform, and this helps them automate compliance processes such as credit, risk, and company checks. These are non-negotiables in a bank, as we can all appreciate it. This reduces complexity of the onboarding process and minimizes the number of visits to physical branches and address SME customer churn. Probably the greatest achievement was how the platform and new ways of working cultivated greater culture of collaboration across teams, and this also helped them reduce overall defect and improving quality. The CEO of MBank Group has shared how DevOps practices enabled by Red Hat Open Innovation Labs and a hybrid cloud-native platform, OpenShift, has helped them accelerate their digital journey. This is indeed a very powerful statement. We pretty much have wrapped up the session, and we hope you find this session insightful. If you're keen to discuss more on open banking, we've planned for an exciting and interactive C-level virtual roundtable on the 29th of June. Hit that register here button now, and this is where we'll be discussing on open hybrid cloud approach towards building an open banking ecosystem. If this interests you, we have also included some links and learnings from all of various digital transformation failures. So these are the learnings that came from various people and collectively putting this together in a paper on how to avoid digital transformation failure. Along with that, we have also included a download link on the first steps on how you can take a look at modernizing your apps, or if you're already in your transformation journey, this is also helpful to see how you can progress this further and accelerate your digital transformation journey. If you're interested to find out more on how to innovate with speed, scale, and stability, and whether it's the technologies that we've spoken about and the platform stack that we've spoken about around cloud-native development, DevSecOps, agile integrations, and hybrid cloud infrastructure, do contact your representative at Red Hat Malaysia. We have provided the email link there and email contact there. So we hope to see you soon and hope to get in touch with you soon. Thank you for tuning in today, and stay safe.
Change happens, with or without our input. It can be imposed upon us, pushed at us, mandated. But we can take control and transform with intent. We can choose to embrace change, openly. To us, change is a state of being, not a box to check. It's the journey and the destination. It's a wider view, revealing better business outcomes. But the path is critical, because you can't change the whole without transforming the way. So it's time we leave impossible behind and open possibilities. Let's use open technology to work smarter. Let's open the process for efficiency and freedom. And let's build an open culture on empowerment and collaboration. Together, we can put digital transformation into practice. It can't happen in a vacuum, but an organization can transform using an open approach. With Red Hat, you can open your future. Open your technology. Open your process. Open your culture. Open possibility.